told that the witness says that she's connected, but obviously I don't see her here. I don't know if she needs to be admitted.
Jody just has to get her admitted.
Okay.
Sandy Gear did it.
Oh, not yet. She was, Jody's got it.
Ms. Gordon, can you hear us okay?
Yes.
All right, if you could raise your right hand, please.
Do you swear that you will tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
Please proceed.
Could you please state and spell your name for the record?
Katie Gordon, Katiegordon.
How are you employed?
With Dodge County Human Services.
And what is your position there?
I'm a senior social worker.
Did your job responsibilities in that employment, does that include working with families involved in child in need of protective services cases and termination of parental rights cases?
Yes.
Now, through the course of that employment, did you become familiar with a Crystal Rasch?
Yes.
And did you also, through the course of that employment, become familiar with Zachariah Rasch?
Yes.
And how did you become familiar with those individuals?
Crystal and Zach's children were removed from their care, and their case was assigned to me.
And what was your general involvement like with Crystal?
To provide her services, ensure she had regular supervised visits, to work towards reunification or any other alternate goal.
Now, at the time, directing your attention back to May and June of 2024, at that time that you were working with Crystal and Zach, were there termination of parental rights proceedings involving their children in place?
Yes.
And were there separate proceedings for, like a separate process for Crystal versus Zach?
It was the same process, but we had decided to split their trials.
And so there was a trial set for both?
Yes.
And which trial was set to take place first?
Zach.
And was that to take place in June of 2024?
Yes.
Now, from your perspective during this time leading up to June of 2024, was Crystal still taking an active part in the process that you were sort of supervising?
Yes.
And from your perspective, was Crystal continuing to work towards maintaining a relationship with her children?
Yes.
And in what ways was she doing that?
She was attending her weekly visits. She was in communication with the children once a week for phone calls. She was in touch with the foster parents, and she was maintaining contact with me as well.
And in the weeks leading up to June of 2024, was Crystal still engaging with that process and making those efforts?
Yes.
And from your perspective, was it made known to Crystal that adoption of the children was a possibility?
Yes.
And even knowing that, was it your perception that Crystal still expected to remain in the children's lives?
Yes.
In May and into June of 2024, were you able to, or did you have occasion to observe Crystal's general mood?
Yes.
And how would you describe that at that time?
She was sick a lot. She had a lot of sinus infections. She was hopeful, but also, I would say, scared.
Did she appear to be making efforts to become more independent?
Yes.
Was she making efforts to secure her own housing?
Yes.
And were those things that, as a department, you were looking for her to do?
It was encouraging that she was looking to do that on her own.
From your observations of Crystal and the efforts she was making, did she appear optimistic towards possible reunification with her children?
In a way, but she also understood that the trial was going to move forward.
Was there anything from the department's perspective that was being done that, even if the trial went forward, that Crystal would no longer have contact with her children?
The department cannot make promises of contact after a TPR occurs.
But during your working relationship with Crystal, was Crystal still working towards maintaining that contact with those children?
Yes, the foster mom had conversations with Crystal that they would maintain a relationship of some sort.
Now, prior to June of 2024, how would you describe Crystal's communication with you and the department?
Good.
And can you expound on that? What does that mean, good?
She was in email contact. She was in very good contact with the visit supervisor on a weekly basis. She was able to respond to me when I needed to ask her any questions.
And did that responsiveness change in June of 2024?
Yes.
And how so?
There was no response from her.
And was that unusual?
Very.
Did you attempt to make contacts with Crystal around that time?
Yes.
And did you receive any response?
No.
Now, directing your attention to June 10th of 2024, did you or someone from your department receive unexpected communication from Zachary Rasch about that time?
Yes.
And what was that regarding?
He had reached out, or his attorney had reached out indicating that he wanted to terminate his parental rights to his children.
And was it your understanding that he was now going to do that voluntarily?
Yes.
Prior to that communication, had Zach indicated that he ever intended to voluntarily terminate his parental rights?
No.
And to your knowledge, did Zach follow through on that intent to voluntarily terminate his parental rights?
He did.
And was that on, do you know whether the defendant, Zach, came to the courthouse to sign paperwork regarding that?
He did.
Was that on June 17th of 2024?
Yes.
Now, previously you indicated that there had been communication with Crystal, and then Crystal stopped responding, correct?
Yes.
And do you recall about when Crystal stopped responding?
She missed her scheduled visit on June 24th, and no one could reach her.
And had Crystal also missed a visitation on June 10th? To your knowledge?
I believe so. Yes, she was sick.
And had you received any communications from Crystal between June 10th and June 24th when she missed her other visitation?
I don't believe so.
And have you received any communication from Crystal since then?
No.
Nothing further.
Cross.
Yes, thank you. Good morning, Ms. Gordon.
Good morning.
And so you work as a social worker with the Dodge County Human Services, is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. Now, when it comes to hearings with regards to termination of parental rights, obviously that's a very big decision that needs to be made. Is that fair to say?
Yes.
And sometimes when a consensus or an agreement can't be made with the parents, the cases head towards a trial where a judge will make a decision about what happens to the children.
Correct.
And that's at a point where a judge can legally take somebody's children away from them.
Terminate the parents' rights, correct.
Okay. And that's as when we're talking about the possibility of foster care or adoption.
Adoption.
Okay. And once there is an adoption, it is completely up to the family that adopts the child to decide whether the biological parents have any role whatsoever in the upbringing of those children. Is that fair to say?
Yes.
Okay. In this particular case, the Rasch children were in foster care with for 5 years, or about, in 2024. Correct?
Yes.
Okay. And they were placed in the care of the Dohertys?
Yes, Heather and Tyler.
Okay. And by large measure, they were very good foster parents.
They were excellent.
Okay. And all 4 children were adapting well to living with their foster parents.
Yes.
Is it fair to say that the foster parents were both looking to adopt the children?
Yes.
And that was made clear to Crystal Rasch, is that correct?
Yes.
So she knew that there was a possibility that she would lose her parental rights to her children.
Yes.
And it would be up to the Dohertys to decide whether, if any, role she would have in the lives of her children.
Correct.
Now, the children themselves had expressed being happy with the Dohertys. Is that right?
Yes.
And were the children informed of the possibility of being adopted by the Dohertys?
The ones that were old enough to understand the concept of adoption, yes.
And all the ones that were old enough to understand the concept of adoption were expressed happiness about being adopted.
Yes.
And was it going to be your recommendation that the children be adopted?
Yes.
The Crystal Rasch had supervised weekly visits at the Dodge County facility, correct?
Correct.
And had she ever had unsupervised visits with her children?
I believe for a brief time she did.
Do you remember when that was?
I can't recall.
Okay, but at least in 2024, she was not allowed to have unsupervised visitation with her children.
Correct.
Do you know why she lost unsupervised privileges?
Objection relevant.
Okay, now part of the process when it comes to the termination of parental rights is it fair to say that there are two paths that are sometimes created, one towards adoption and one towards reunification of the children with their biological parents?
Yes.
Okay, and when it comes to the reunification with biological parents, there's generally a plan set out for the parents to follow. Is that correct?
Yes.
Now, on direct examination, you were asked about Crystal's role in keeping her children, and you said that Crystal was taking an active part in that. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. Now, as part of Crystal's plan for reunification with her children, she was asked to re-engage in mental health therapy to address some issues, correct?
Correct.
And she refused to participate, saying that she didn't need therapy. Is that correct?
For a time, yes.
Okay. And that was in May of 2024, right?
I don't recall the exact time frame.
Okay. Was it in 2024, if you remember?
It could have been, yes.
Crystal was also asked to take a parenting class.
Yes.
That was also part of the plan towards reunification with her children.
Yes.
She said, though, but the class was too hard for her. Is that correct?
I believe so.
One moment, Your Honor. Okay, thank you. No further questions.
Chair Waller?
Thank you, Your Honor. Just a couple more. In your role, you worked with Crystal, but then you also worked with the foster parents, correct?
Correct.
And was part of your role to kind of oversee the relationship between Crystal and the foster parents to some degree?
Yes.
And was there anything that you observed about that relationship that indicated that the foster parents would have cut Crystal out of her children's lives?
They would not have.
Even if adoption went through, was there anything to indicate that Crystal would be cut out of her children's lives?
No.
No further questions.
Mr. Cross.
No, thank you, Your Honor.
All right. Thank you, Ms. Gordon. You could disconnect.
Thank you.
Next witness, please.
State calls Deputy Zach Kukan.